All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're doing the Schuylkill County Fairground truck pulls. Now, we have our Dragon Wagon, which is I always call it a Hemet because everybody knows what a Hemet is. Technically it's not because the Hemets don't articulate. This does, which makes it an MK48. So, a little different. Same. The whole front end is the same, and the whole idea is the same, except these articulate and also steer in the front. The Hemets just steer in the front, and if I'm not mistaken, both front axles steer. And these you can separate and change out. You can't change them out in the Hemets at all. Whatever they are, unless you physically change it on the frame. This one is just set up as a cargo bed. But truck pulls are today for Schuylkill County. So I'm thinking we get the main truck fixed. At least half decent. I mean, it's good enough to drive around the yard. I'm thinking I hook the drive shaft up, maybe try some of the lines out. We're gonna see what we can do. Maybe we can get this truck good enough to trailer down there. And then the truck pulls today. I wanna try the fire truck here, but the problem is they're very strict on hitches. And our problem here is if you see these brackets here, our frame ends right there. Frame comes up and ends right there, and that's all free floating aluminum and junk for the boxes. But we have these massive brackets and D-rings on each side. I was thinking sling a chain across and go to the back and hook it up that way. It would wreck the back of the truck, but it'd be a good video. They're not going to allow that, so then I thought about making pipe that like a solid tubing, almost with like half-inch plate that would slide into it, but like this way, slide into it and then pin on, go all the way to the back and have them come together like a point, like, got ya. But we're drawing the pavement here. We have our little hooks here, and this ain't working at all. But we have our hooks here and just have them come to like a triangle point like this, and then hook the hitch there. But it's gonna take a day, half a day, to run around, get metal, get everything we need to build that, to possibly not even be allowed to run the truck. So if they let us do the chain for fun, I think we're gonna do that. But we're gonna work on getting the Hemet done. Maybe we'll enter the 5-ton. My plan is to fix the 7-ton, which is in the garage over here. It doesn't run right now. My plan is get that running, and we'll put that in. If we can't get that in, maybe we'll put the 5-ton in. The 5-ton's ready to go. It's really loud, makes a lot of noise. The governor's bad on the compressor, so it just keeps building air. And when it gets to like 130, 150 PSI, somewhere in between, it's always a little different. It just sounds like an elephant dying, and it kicks all that pressure out, and it's loud. It's probably a fairly easy fix. I could probably take the governor out and clean it and put it back in, or just replace it. I believe that's the problem because it doesn't stop building air. It's usually what that means. Usually it won't build air at all, or it just won't stop. But if we can't get the 7-ton fixed, I'm thinking we at least take the 5-ton, put a bunch of concrete block in there so it has some weight. I think that'll be half decent. They're not powerhouses by any means, but it gets good traction. It's got half decent. It's got pretty good tread on it. Tires are dry rot and junk, but it's got pretty good tread. And that front tire leaks faster than, not faster than you can fill it, but it leaks pretty fast, so we won't have time to mess around. And I'm thinking we enter the TRX, Ram TRX. So we got the TRX, hopefully the you can call it a Dragon Wagon, hopefully the Hemet MK48, possibly a fire truck, possibly the 5-ton. So of those, I would count at least one, and then possibly the 7-ton. So between 2 and 5 things we can take. And I might have one other thing. So I'm gonna work on getting this thing started and seeing if we can get it together today, good enough for the fair. Probably should check this first, but my jump pack's dead. I'm hoping we have enough juice to at least start it. Probably not, my luck, but maybe. This thing runs good. Oh yeah. All we need is a little crank, but she runs beautifully. And then we'll disconnect this. I've ever made. I took this in and made it that it fits my jump pack. Hope that just stays up there. I had her up here for show, out by the road. I wish the pile was a little closer to the road, but it's alright. It's been sitting here since we got back from Maine. And the only reason it stopped sinking the millings is because both axles bottomed out. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about it actually connecting. Since that's actually not connected, I'm worried about it not driving. What's insane is there's that much rolling resistance, like fluid resistance in the trim, that in neutral with that torque. Oh my god, I can't get up this hill. With that torque converter spinning, they still kick over. Got a little air leak out of our breather here. That's alright, we'll figure something out here. Alright, my hopes are not high for getting off of this pile. It's not looking good. We were close, but not close enough. We actually just dug ourselves a bigger hole. There were a few times though, I thought it had it. Now we're just really buried. We did actually make it a foot forward. So we were making progress. All right, I have the solution to any man's problem. Fire truck. I have no idea if this will even do anything. I know for a fact if we pulled from the rear, I think it would do it no problem. We're gonna pull in reverse on the tow hook, and I have a feeling like we're gonna rip them off. But these are all problems you'll have that come from another problem, and it kind of is what it is. Granted, this is pulling down to a fire truck. The fire truck is full of water, so we would literally have to pick the fire truck off the ground. So I think it's pretty helpful that it's up that high rather than pulling it straight. We're gonna try not to pull the gear rings off, but if it happens, it's kind of one of those things that happens. Try to get as close as we can and even as we can. Yeah, I like that right there. Try it. I think that might work. We're only gonna do one D-ring and just cut that stupid box. You put them in front. We'll see who's somehow that actually didn't help at all. Instead, we just buried our entire front axle. Yeah, we ain't getting out of that. My plan now is to dig this out and hopefully it just falls off. Alright, I dug the front axle out completely. Still kind of sitting up there. We'll try right here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hemmet did horrible, but I didn't have rear lock. So it wasn't my bad, but it did happen. Oh yeah, 7-ton does not care. Very sweaty, all these vehicles are very, very hot. Well, apparently it does care. First gear, drag it, 7-ton. didn't have the beans. Unfortunately, the ECM was bad in this, and we just replaced it. Problem being, our trims are off for our injectors. So we ran into a limp mode issue, which we fixed, but she still don't have the right power. So unfortunately, she didn't do great. Could have did better. I'm hoping the TRX at least takes it home. We'll have to see. I'm kind of disappointed, but that's life. Next year, we're gonna have a few cool things, and I plan on having a fully ready to go Hemi MK48. So we'll see. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you just saw, we tested out the fire truck, we tested out the TRX, which didn't do very great. The sled was very heavy, set up for big trucks. And we tested out the 7-ton and the MK48. The MK48 had 2-wheel drive, and I think it did the best out of everything. If we would have had 8-wheel drive, that thing would have dragged that sled all the way back around to the beginning. The fire truck did way better than I thought. I wasn't thinking we were going to do more than 100 feet. And it did very well. I was impressed. And then we took the 7-ton, and I think we were fighting that thing all day, getting a computer in it, then adjusting trim levels on the injectors, because somehow we put a multi-torque trim levels in, so then the thing was going into limp mode. So we just slapped some random trim files in before the pulls, and it seemed to work pretty well. It was a little underpowered. I think we were missing like 50 or 100 horse, but I think next time we put about 10, 20,000 pounds in the bed, and I think that truck will also drag the sled to the end. Especially in low range, I think that won't be a problem. We might be doing something with this in the coming weeks. I have to see. Maybe in the next few weeks you'll see something with the Charger again. But I don't know if you guys will like this type of stuff with the sled pulls. If you like the video, let me know in the comments. And next year with the sled pulls, I'm hoping we have the Prius. Maybe we'll have another fire truck. Maybe I'll probably still have one of the MK48's 8-wheel drive army truck. But in theory, I should have one of them that's perfect by then. So, if you like this video, we'll do another one next year, and it will be way better. We'll have the 7-ton perfect. We'll have an MK48 perfect. The Charger I bought a hitch for, because there is actually a factory hitch that bolts up. It's not going to do anything, but it'll be cool. The Prius, probably same thing. Ain't going to do anything that great, but it'll be cool. Maybe, I'm looking around, I don't see anything. Maybe we could throw some other things in there for fun. But let me know if you like this type of content. Also, I'm filming an outro like 2 weeks after filming this right now, simply because GoPro. So